Hello, folks. Well, are you in the country you're in being treated the best? Are you? Country I was in, the UK, I wasn't. I'm going to talk about really on here. I've made some notes, an idea that I saw someone say that this line, life is like a carnival. And I just let that expand in my head. And then I thought, I'm just going to keep looking down just before I carry on. Where have all the mozzies come in the last 24 hours? I've been eaten alive. I must have killed about a dozen today. But whatever, we'll get back to that. So, yeah, are you being treated the best? And I'm sort of saying, what will it take for you to at least consider going somewhere else where you are treated the best, or at least better? So, let me give you a couple of things about the UK, because this channel references Cambodia versus the UK quite often. This week, right, a homeless man died in the doorway of a hotel. Now, as bad as that is, as sad as that is, I'm not going to say, because the YouTube algorithm will just slaughter this, but there was a certain demographic in that hotel, and they weren't holidaymakers. I'm just going to leave it like that. But the UK, just think about that. A UK national died in the doorway of that very hotel. There you go. Two more points, especially to the guys over the pond. Did you know that in the UK, between 55 and 75% of the price of fuel per litre, as in petrol and diesel, is taxed? Yeah, it can go up to 75% in tax. Is that where you're being treated the best? Point three, and I'll leave it at this: safety. Over the last 20 years, I've noticed, even in a county town where I've been living, things have changed. It used to be known as one of the safest counties in the UK. Now it's not. It really is. And at night, it generally is not safe to go out. Is that where you're being treated the best? So let's go into the life is like a carnival and how that expanded in my mind, and how I'd love to encourage you to at least think about a change in life. So imagine a carnival, right? You can look around, can't you? You can walk around before you start and you can see what rides you want to go on and what rides you don't, right? What rides you wouldn't enjoy and what fun things you would enjoy. You can look around and then make your decision. Now, I did that, as many other expats have. Went around various countries before I settled on Cambodia to be in for a chunk of time. Places as far as Albania, Isle of Man, other Asian countries. I've looked around, and I've also done some travel in the past, so I've got a reference back to that. Now, if you look into the carnival, you could look at a roller coaster, and let's say roller coasters really churn your stomach up. But the air rifle pit, popping balloons, you really find fun, and you have a laugh, and it's a giggle, and you love it every time. So you walk away from that and go over to that. Now that's not a big issue, is it? You'll go, wow, you should go on that roller coaster. You should stay and go on that roller coaster. But it makes you sick. And it's a bodily function. It's not you being useless or whatever. It's just your particular function. You're not good at that. But people will still say, no, you should still do this. You should stay. No. Go over there and go on the ride that you like, or go on the stall that you like, that will bring joy and peace, and where you're treated the best, or at least better. Another point I'd like to say about that is, let's see how I word this. Nobody said you have to stay in your country. And people who say that to you and go, but what about your family? What about your friends? What about your nation? You're walking away, you should stand. Really? You've never read any history books about the pilgrims then? Because if you have, especially the Dutch pilgrims, if you look at what they were leaving, the political unrest, the financial unrest, the literally violent unrest, right? Were they turning their back on their country? No, they were trying to get a better life for them and their family. They were hoping that they could go and build somewhere where they're treated the best, or at least better. And there was nothing but danger in it for them. A lot of them didn't even make it across the ocean. And when they got there, died within weeks. But still they came. Isn't that amazing? And I'm going to do another video where I think a lot of expats around the world are like modern day pilgrims. You know, as a reference, not exactly the same. So I'll wrap it up with this. Have a look at your own hometown. And if it's the best place, and if it's somewhere where you just don't want to leave, and you want to stay there forever, you've loved it every day, and you're going to love it every day, for heaven's sake, stay, right? But if you look genuinely at your home, the place you were brought up, the place you were born, and it's not the place where you're being treated the best anymore, then I would say, please consider looking at somewhere else. I'd point you towards Cambodia, but there's many other countries. But at least think about it. Until next time.